Okay, I think we're ready to go. Hey, Lori,
Hey Dale,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I heard a beep a couple of seconds ago, like my WhatsApp just went off. So I'm going to turn this off because I may get a number of beeps throughout my throughout this call here. So let me shut down WhatsApp. All right, and so all right, here we go. All right, okay, we're back. So Lori, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to have a conversation with me about mortgages today.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me. Love to
Yeah,
help.
I know how busy you are.
A little bit.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of it, right? But it really shows that you're really committed to educating, helping people really understand this particular space.
It's really important.
Yeah, that's right. So before we jump in here, give you the opportunity to talk about yourself. So who is Lori?
Who is Lori? Lori is an entrepreneur. I've been part of the business world for over 30 years and evolved into real estate because real estate is, well, fascinating and it's really the best way to build wealth also. So I've been involved with a lot of real estate investors and in myself, for myself as a real estate investor. Um, just kept educating myself and saw that I could help people um, both purchase homes and also use the equity in their homes to grow.
Mm,
So that just is a lot of fun for me. I love the complicated files. I love helping people overcome challenges. And so I've evolved from a mortgage agent to a mortgage broker recently. Just got my mortgage broker license this year, and I'm with Mortgage Architects. And I'm not planning at this point to start my own brokerage,
mhm,
but that might be something in the future. In the
mhm,
meantime, just using my experience to help people just get into a better position with their current real estate or to find ways to purchase new homes.
mhm. So you've been in it for 15 years on the mortgage side and also on the business side. So what is it that attracted you to this particular space?
Um, it's fun. Well, it touches everybody's life,
Mm,
and it's something that's really not that complicated, but people tend to steer away from it because they don't understand it.
mm,
And I'm a person who likes helping people understand things and
mm,
making a difference in their life. So this just touched all the bases for me.
What part of it do you find fun?
Um, the finding the solutions,
Mm,
when they run up against a roadblock, let's say someone goes to the bank and the bank says no, or something happens in their life and their credit is bruised and they think, oh no, I'm never going to be able to find a home.
mhm,
And then they come to me and I help them find a solution for that. And it makes me feel good that I can make a difference where they thought there wasn't a path available to them.
mm.
So that really is the fun part for me,
Yeah. And what are some of the parts that's not so much fun?
the paperwork. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to the to
Mm,
mortgages and to real estate. And there's a lot of rules and regulations. There's a lot of back and forth with lenders and for compliance and disclosure and all kinds of layers that people don't typically see,
mm,
that someone who's in my position takes care of for them.
mm.
So that part I don't enjoy so much, but it's part of the job. It's part of solving the problem. So we do it.
Yeah. Well, as part of our Path to Homeownership program, what we'll be doing, Lori, you and I, over the next 3, 6, 9 months or so, there's a lot to cover in mortgages, a lot, right? And obviously, we're not going to cover it all in one conversation. We'll also be here for like 4 or 5 hours or even longer, right? So as part of our Path to Ownership conversation, Laura, if you will, if you're willing, I would appreciate it if you really help us and walk us through some of the most fundamental, challenging issues or opportunities that's available in the mortgage industry. And I think specifically what I've heard from people and what I've experienced as well. For example, we had someone who I think they're located in Barrie, Ontario. They're earning $55,000 a year. Okay. The house prices in Barrie is approximately, I don't know, $600,000, $700,000. You might be able to get a condo for 4 or 5, maybe, right? But with an income of $55,000 a year, this particular individual believes that they can get a mortgage, right? So that, to me, demonstrates there is a lack of understanding of affordability, right? Or lack of understanding of mortgages, generally speaking. So if you could join me, work with me, right, and provide people who are watching us just information that they need so they can navigate the whole mortgage industry. Is that okay with you?
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Navigating the whole mortgage industry is a huge task, but
Yeah.
there's a few pointers. There's a few things that people can do to be prepared
Mhm.
and to provide a little bit of understanding. So it's quite a daunting thing. A lot of people are afraid to talk about their finances.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid to ask someone to help them with their finances.
Yeah.
So they would typically, do an online pre-approval to
Yeah.
the bank, and then they get declined. Or if they don't get declined, they get approved. It's for an amount that's lower than any properties that they can afford, especially right now with such an inflated market.
Mm.
So that doesn't mean that there's no options.
Mm.
There's lots of options, and reaching out and having a conversation with people like myself, or people who offer different programs for people wanting to enter the real estate market is really important. Doing your research.
Mhm.
The best thing you can do, no matter what your situation is it's kind of boring. It's be prepared.
Mhm.
Do everything that you can to reduce your expenses and keep
Mhm.
your credit in good standing. Do everything that you can to put savings away.
Mhm.
No matter what program you enter into in the real estate market, you need to have a down payment.
Mhm.
And the no money down type of advertising that you see, it just isn't real.
Mm.
It's there's a very limited amount of people that can actually qualify for that.
Mhm.
And there are programs, and rent-to-own programs are a wonderful way for people who aren't quite qualified yet,
Mhm.
but they will be, or they have something that's getting in their way now, but they want to start building equity for the future. The
Mhm.
rent-to-own is certainly an option. Using the first-time homebuyer incentive
Mhm.
and doing things like that, or even um, using some of the down payment assistance programs if you qualify, um, are great ways to get into the market. But each person's situation is different,
Mhm.
and you need to really do your research and have someone guide you through it. Don't try to do this at home alone.
Mhm. So you mentioned that being prepared. So let's talk about that for a moment. That could be potentially big endeavor. So what I've experienced, what I've seen over the years in terms of preparedness, um, people find a house, and then they say, okay, well, I found a house, or I'm ready to buy a house, and then within 30 to 60 days or so, they want to pull the trigger and buy the house, right? Um, well, how would you what have you seen in terms of what's the most important aspect about being prepared and actually to get qualified and purchase a house? Like what's the process you would say right now?
The process. The first process is don't go looking for houses until you've already talked to a mortgage broker. Right?
Okay.
Make sure that you know your financial situation.
Hold on a second. You said mortgage broker, but a lot of people probably listening to this, they bank with the Royal Bank,
Mhm.
CIBC. They've grown up because their parents banked at the Royal Bank or other banks, right? Not to say these banks are good or bad. They're just a bank, right? So why not just go to your regular bank because they know you, right?
You can absolutely go to your regular bank, especially if you've got a great relationship with them and you've had accounts with them for a long time. The bank will offer you their specific products only.
Mm.
They won't offer you products that might fit your situation a little bit better. And honestly, they're not allowed to talk to you about any of those. They're
Mm.
only allowed to talk with you about those specific products that they offer.
Mhm.
So if you're doing research and you really want to know if there are other products out there, or if there are other ways that you can navigate around to reduce your expenses,
Mhm.
or maybe qualify for more, a mortgage broker has access to hundreds
Mhm.
of lenders. I myself work with 56 of them,
Mhm.
and plus my private lenders. And
Mhm.
so if there is a situation in your life that might not quite fit, I might be able to help you navigate around it as a broker where a bank wouldn't be able to.